Hey guys, JWar here with another video. So today we're gonna look at the Legion farm we did on Cemetery. We did 2 Sextants, 1 Scarab Strat, and yeah, I'd say it went pretty well. So we'll do a map showcase here in a little bit. We'll break down the profits, look at some of the items we got, and then at the end we'll calculate currency per hour in a spreadsheet like we normally do. So alright, let's get into it. Alright guys, so we're going to do a map showcase here for the Cemetery and Legion strat using our 2 Sextants and our Gilded Legion Scarabs. So, let me put on the timer here. Let's see how long this takes. Right at 4 minutes there for that map. Yeah, that's our map showcase there for the Legion strat. Alright guys, so let's talk real quick about the setup we used here. It was pretty simple. We just went with splinters. The emblems dropped by Legion monsters in your maps are duplicated, so you get a lot more splinters and a lot more emblems. This particular sextant, I'm not sure if this is worth it actually, because you're adding, it's about 90 C for this sextant, so you're adding about, and obviously you want to get with 4 uses remaining, this one is 3, so it's adding about 25-30 C per map, because you seem to get plenty of value without it. I got like 2 duplicated Templar emblems and 1 duplicated Maricath, which is really only like maybe 100 C worth of value out of this. So, but we did get a lot more splinters, and yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know if it's worth it. You could drop this and you're going to be a much lower investment into the maps. In my opinion, it could be a good thing to do. But I don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence about whether this one's worth it or not, and it was by far the most expensive part of the farm. So, moving along, we just had, oh wait, I've got the same one twice here, hold on. Alright, and the other section we used was maps contain an additional Legion encounter. So this is obviously just going to give us additional monolith every map. Usually in our maps we're getting 2 to 3 monoliths. I don't think we got 4 ever. And alright, so we get an additional Legion counter off of the Gilded Legion Scarab we used. If you're running the strategy, the Gilded Scarab is definitely the one to go for. Adding that general in every map is going to give you a lot more splinters and emblems if they get turned into emblems, and that was pretty good. And then the last step, all we did was we just chiseled and alked our maps and kind of re-rolled them until we got 80% quant plus. So not really adding a lot of juice to the map in any other way besides just trying to get the legions real big. So when you're doing the strategy, you don't really need to go around and kill every last monster in the map. It's not terribly worth it. You're really just trying to get the legions and get out. I mean, if you get some good altars or something, yeah, go ahead and kill everything and pick up those stacked decks and awaken seconds. But yeah, so that's the setup we used for the map device, and we just ran quant in as well on the map device. We just ran not Fortune Papers Brave, just the quant one. The regular one doesn't cost anything. So that's the setup for our mapping. Alright guys, so we're in Excellence here. We're taking a look at the drops we got. So we made about 27.5x total in revenue, right? So that's not including the cost of the maps, which is about 30C in cost for each map we ran. So we take that out, we made 27x in 50 maps, that's about 90x per map, minus the cost, it's about 60C per map. I think I said 90x, 90C per map, take out the cost, about 60C, right? Alright, well, let's get into some of the drops. I think we're on like the third page now. Let's go back to the first page. So what did we get? Well, we got 4 raw Exalted drops, and you do get quite a lot of raw Exalts with Legion. Well, not a lot, but you're going to get more than normal because Legion tends to drop Exalts. Maybe a little bit lucky there, but I don't know. I tend to get this many Exalts in just about every strat I do, so eventually, you know, you kind of have to stop calling it luck, and maybe I just have some pretty good strategies. So anyway, continuing on, Mariketh emblem, we got 6 of those. We did have 1 duplicated Mariketh emblem and Templar emblems. Quite a bit of those, actually 15. Those go for 25C each, or 22 here. You can actually bulk sell these on... Hold on a second, we got Lola coming up in the video. Okay, you can bulk sell these on TFT as a set, and you make a little bit more profit off them, but we're not going to calculate that right now. And then the usual culprits down here, we got some stacked decks and some awakened sextants, right? So I always see these up at the top of my profits when I do excellence breakdowns. These are really good. They pretty much all come from altars and sentinels. Really good. So Abandoned Wealth, we got a couple drops there. They weren't duplicated or anything from a strong box. We got one, and then we got another one later on. So we'll talk about Screaming Invitations. We actually should have had 2 of these. Anyway, moving on, we just had some Divine Orbs. Like I said, a lot of nice currency drops from Legion. A lot of Raw Chaos here, which is always nice. Some Cemetery maps, Assassin's Mark. And just moving down here, a lot of map drops. This is an Agdarod West 6 link we got. And then just a lot of bubblegum currency, more emblems. We got some Guardian maps and Shaper maps, Elder maps from the map boss, and just the typical stuff here, filling out the rest of the currency. No real notable stuff, but yeah. That is all the loot we got from the Legion farm. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about what we did with the Atlas passive tree here. And we used a Wandering Path this time, just to kind of try it out. It was recommended to me by some homies in chat, so we tried it out. The most important notes to take here with this are, we want Mariketh and Templar army in our Legion encounters, right? So we take these 2 nodes, and we had a little discussion on this. They do compete with each other, but I think it's worth it to take both and not just the Mariketh. That's what I did. You could try changing it up, doing it the other way, see what happens. And then the other really important ones to take here are these. You want Timeless Splinters to drop as emblems. So we take these here, and it gives us 0.8% chance for that to happen. Additional Legion encounters, all this stuff. We took some notes here. I kind of just threw around all the small notes. I was looking for a while, but I didn't want to spend, like, you know, an hour looking at the Atlas here, trying to figure out the best small notes to take. So obviously we want the Quant Ring, the inner little Quant Ring. I think the Splinters here with Delirium are really good. And obviously increased effect of map modifiers at the top of the diamond to take. And then the rest of them I kind of just threw in. If you have any ideas or tips for what I should have taken for additional small nodes, I'd love to hear them actually in the comments if you have a good Wandering Path strat with a good small node setup. Oh, and the other ones we wanted to take here, just to mention this, is plus 2% chance for Legion encounter, gives us more chance for Monolith there, and increased duration does help to make sure you clear the whole thing, because if you're running one of the sextants we ran, it makes the monsters have more health basically to try to shatter them, so you do want a little more time to break them out. That is a little bit helpful. So okay, so that's basically our Atlas passive setup there, and we'll have a link in the description of this if you want to take a closer look at it. Alright guys, so let's take a look at our currency breakdown on our spreadsheet here. So we made 27.5 Exalts for our revenue. And what was our cost? Well, we did 50 maps, 8C in Scarab, so it's just the Gilded Legion Scarab, and then 25C per map in Sextants. That's kind of a rough estimate. We had the one Sextant is like 1.5C per map or something, and then the other one is 90C for 4 maps, right? So that's probably a little bit more than what it's actually costing, but you know, we go on the heavy side. So that's 33C per map, and times 50 maps, that's going to be 1650 chaos, right? So takes us 4 minutes per map to do it. We timed one on average, right? If you have 2 monoliths, it's probably closer to 3 minutes. If you have 3 monoliths, probably closer to 5 minutes, right? So let's just say on average 4 minutes per map, 200 minutes there total. So that's 3 1/3 hours. So we take our profit, which is going to be 18.34x after we take out the cost of our sextants and scarabs. So we're making 5.5x per hour, right? But that doesn't factor in Sentinel drops and rare items, right? Which you're going to get some pretty good rare items with Sentinels, fractured items, temple gloves, boots and stuff. We'll sell for a little bit. We got like a +1 all skills corrupted scepter that'll sell for like an exalt, right? So you will get, you know, probably an X an hour in rare items. Maybe a little bit less, but I think the Sentinel drops is actually maybe a little bit shy on that estimate. So you probably get a little bit more than an X from this and probably a little bit less than an X from this. But let's just say 1X each for those. And we're going to end up at about 7.5x per hour, right? So you factor in a little bit of variance, maybe a little bit unlucky, maybe a little bit slow. You're going to maybe build slow. You're going to get down to about 6x per hour. And if you're fast and lucky, you probably maybe doing like 9x per hour. So, alright, that's our breakdown for our exalts per hour. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, throw a like on it, subscribe, really helps me out. And here's a couple more farming strategy videos for you to check out. And thanks for watching.